I gotta take some pills.
All right, so
You have to take his pills.
I'm here tonight trying something new. This is Jacob.
What are you doing,
We
Rob?
may be not looking at the screen all the time because we have a big
What?
TV in front of us that we're actually looking at.
Oh my God.
But you're going to see what's on my screen.
What is that?
And I'm going to close this down. There's a cool little thing he showed me just now. It's called OBS. What's the open source broadcast system?
Yeah, it's open broadcasting.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. I didn't even know about this, but you can do picture-in-picture, and it just does it all. Run
Yeah,
nice
just a
little
second.
clean app to do it. So I'm going to minimize that and get out of the way. I got a bunch of
Who
garbage
am
up
I?
here.
Who am I right now?
So let me close all this stuff out.
Guys, I came in tonight.
What I was going to review with Jacob tonight is we're going to do doing ham class here in the next couple months. Here they're going to have it in our local town, and we thought it'd be cool to get a ham license. There's a couple projects we want to work on. We want to build
Oh yeah, you can't
the ultimate handheld receiver. Of course, you don't need a ham license for that, but we kind of just want to learn the technology for that. But also, we are really interested in the potential and see how data transfer goes over shortwave frequencies and stuff like that. I have done a lot with 802.11 for wireless and built a lot of networks with 1 watt amps sending Wi-Fi signal up to 24 miles, and that was pretty exciting. You know, getting a steady, good, even in bad weather, signal of about a megabit down over 24 miles with just the right equipment. But it's really even more exciting when you can do it over a different set of frequencies and go down a little bit and even send further. So we kind of want to get into this. That's one of my big things is get into this to see how far can we really go and how far can we send data
With decent speeds. Yeah.
with decent speeds and really learn the technology. And so that's our goal there. But also, again, on a side note, what's also attracted me and some of the other kids back here is the what are they?
The quadcopter.
Oh yeah, the racing drones. The racing drones, because they generally run around 1.2 to 1.3 gigahertz frequency for the video. And I hope you can hear me.
That's what auditioned for.
Yeah. And then, you know, 433 megahertz for the radio controlled frequencies. You can't broadcast on those frequencies unless, of course, you have a technical ham radio license. And so that's kind of the draw here and why we're going to be doing this. So it's kind of fun. So I was just playing with it the other day, and I don't have any of the SD cards yet. I've been just doing research, testing to see if I could still hold my interest in it. And so I thought rather than spend money, I would start doing some research of how I could get into this hobby without spending any money just to learn how to play it. And so I'm going to show him around so he can get started. And so the first thing I found was not software-defined radio, but because of software-defined radio, people are taking those devices and they're actually connecting them to the internet, so that you can go to a website that's going to their server and control their radio and listen to their different frequencies over the internet. So it's just kind of cool. So I'm going to show you around that. So the way I found it was, I'll go to Google. Thank you.
Never used a home radio.
All right, here it is, WebSDR. So this is the place that I found. There's another one doing it too, but this one is a starting point. And it's really cool because these guys have radios all over the world, and then they've got them connected so you can remotely control them. And so, you know, for example, this one shows the frequencies. Here's the radio. This is the link to their radio. And then, of course, you can't see where I'm pointing, but and this is the frequencies they cover from 0 up to 29 megahertz. And so then, what's that, Bruce?
On that top one there, that 2900 megahertz, you can talk on that without a license because that's right up with the CB band.
Oh, that's right at the CB band? Okay. And then this one here is these are the different ranges. Okay, so you can see the ranges that they have. And this one has specific antennas for this range. And so that kind of, when we start learning antennas, different antennas work better for different frequencies.
Okay.
So that I still have to learn all that.
I read a little bit on that over the weekend. Yeah.
So that's the advantage. Like this guy's using a mini whip for the whole thing, and this guy's using a halfway dipole, and I don't even know it, a 2-element something. So that. And then this guy, but that's the idea. Is once we know our antennas, you know, we can kind of get a better idea of what do we want to listen to. So also, as you go down through here, we can learn our frequencies. In these different frequencies, you can send certain data. So I'm going to hop off this. I'll come back to this site later.
Okay.
So maybe bookmark that for yourself. I'm going to bookmark it for me. Actually, I should make a folder too because I need to be organized. I never really organize my bookmarks. How do you add a bookmark?
Like a folder?
Oh, here it is. Add bookmark. I can't see. I hate this mode. I hate it when they did that. All right. So, oh, edit. New folder. Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. So now I have a bookmark. So, so I'm going to bookmark this. And I'm going to put it where I need it. All right. So, if we go to, I think it's ALLR. Again, I'll do Google because I don't remember exactly. I haven't looked at it for about a week.
Here, will you please put this hat on your dog so I can take a selfie with, a picture?
And so there's a site here. Here it is, ARRL.org. So this site is a good starting point.
Okay.
And so basically in here, you're going to find they have, well, first it tells you the history, the licenses, tells you about the license. The license we're going to be looking at is the technical license, which is right here, getting your technical license.
Shut up, you guys.
And then, and a license itself is only 35 questions. But
Okay.
I want to do the class because I think we'll get more out of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure me and you could figure it out without doing the class, but I think the class will
The
be
class
fun.
will really help.
Yeah, I think the class will be fun. So, when we go down here, we have technical pool, license manual,
I get a really good shot and then you mess it up.
find the
Stop.
class.
You're messing it up. You are. I'm done.
80, 40, 50 meter bands using CW 10 meter bands using
Oh, it's probably right here. Privileged. Okay, so these bands, this is going to give us a nice little chart if I'm going to the right space. Here it is. So this page here, graphical frequency allocations. You found it. You got it. Okay, so and then this probably want to bookmark that. It's handy to have because it has all these things here. But basically, I'm going to just open up the grayscale. I'm going with the color one. It's pretty. So this kind of tells you.
She was Wonder Woman.
So what we have here, this shows you, and I'm going to try to get speed quick. So basically, you see how it says 160 meters, 30 meters, 6 meters, 20 meters, 80 meters. That is actually the length of the frequency.
Oh, I gotcha.
The actual length of how long that frequency is. It's 160 meters long. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What's that?
Where's the 10-meter band?
It is 10 meters is right down here.
So that's a lot of stuff on 10 meters.
Yeah. So 10 meters is like the CB is right around 10 meters. In fact, you can take a CB radio and convert it to talk on AM frequencies if you wanted to, because it's real.
We run it. I had that radio of mine there. We had that doctored up. We had that thing doctored up. I had a 400 watts of power on that thing, and we did a CQ. Okay, and he was on the Autobahn in Germany, and we was on D41 up by Story City, running across there with a truck.
Trying to get yourself in trouble, huh?
What?
Did you get in trouble? No.
Guys, and then we had one that come in out of Canada. He come across because we was just right on the edge of the. You see, we could work. There were so many of the numbers we could work up there. It was in the fringe area of the ham band, but yet it wasn't. But the ham band, the guy was in the ham band wouldn't come down because on the 2800, 955, I think it was. That was right in with that area there, and we was talking all over the world.
Oh, were you? Yeah, because it's.
It's not done yet, but
Where
just
is
try
that?
it. It's a piece of the black. You like
See
it?
what we did? We took apart.
It's not bad.
No.
I like it better than the ones you buy.
They took the CB radios apart, got in, and changed the chips in them, so they get them on a different wave area without
you
buying a
change the
CB,
crystal.
without buying a radio.
I think you just change the crystal. It changes the crystal, right? You change the crystal? Is that
Yeah, it
what you change?
changes the frequency of the crystal.
So-
I'll try it.
When you looked at that, so that's basically when they say they're on 40 meters. 40 meters is in this range, in the 7 megahertz range. Okay.
We're not done
And
yet.
so, for
Over
example,
here it says E is for amateur extra. So so the letters. So T is for technician. So everything with the T, that's the license you need to use that fan.
exactly.
Gotcha.
Right. Now, I didn't see where you saw. Oh, right over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the one we're getting.
Get it
Is
right
technical.
now.
They don't have Novus anymore.
Yeah. Okay.
Some people still have Novus as licenses, but they don't have Novus anymore.
All right.
So technical is the license they have.
Do you really?
Did they
So-
do away with the
Well,
code?
we're not done. You really want
Yeah,
to
you don't need the Morse code anymore to get a license. So
But
basically,
Yeah.
we can do T. Where do you see the T's? Oh, right here.
Yeah, all these letters.
So-
I don't know.
so for
most of these
example-
are good. But
Yeah.
the
So
160
for example,
we can't.
160 we can't.
We have to get up to which is another $15 class.
Yeah.
So no problem. Man.
Yeah, it's exactly. And then I'm not sure what this means. Why it has a little squiggly lines.
CW.
Oh, CW. CW is Morse code.
Uh-huh.
So we can use this frequency, okay, but we can only use it for Morse code. Now, if you have the
You can
next
transfer data into Morse code. Or
Yeah, I figured
not transfer it.
convert it,
Yeah.
which I figured out how to do that.
Okay, sweet.
I wrote a little script to do that. I did write a little script. I've seen people
It's just
wondering.
ones and zeros, right?
Well, basically, Morse code, you know, is really like
Why would you care?
basically base 32. It's a little more than base 32 because you got all your numbers,
Yeah.
0 through 9, and then you have A through Z. And there's some other special ones, but Morse code is basically like a base 36.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Here, John.
So,
That's great.
what do you get me?
It's a strawberry. You want
Oh.
one, Grandpa?
This is awesome.
Dehydrated straw? That's not bad.
Uh-huh.
Actually, that's the bottom. Okay, so
The town.
barring any other interruptions,
I just took them off.
yes.
You guys can have them.
What I did is you can take it and convert it to base 16 or base 32.
They're like,
Yeah.
Base 16, I'm going to be able to put some checksums into it to make sure there's error correction.
Okay, gotcha.
Base 32 doesn't give you enough room.
Yeah.
It's going to be longer things that you have to do. So anyway, I'm still playing with it, but you can take it and convert it with just a simple base. You convert it to hex. Because hex is just
It's just
A
a few
through
lines,
F.
yeah.
Hex is just A through F and 0 through
I will next time.
9.
This is my first
So you
time
can
being
take
like
X
this.
digits and transfer
316?
those. Yeah, and that's your, in that you can take that, that's base 16, but you can translate that as Morse code.
Uh-huh.
So if the hex code was A1, you would do the Morse code value A and the Morse code value for 1, and you transmitted a hexadecimal value.
Is
You
there any
then convert
operators
back
down here,
to
John?
text.
Are
What?
there any operators down here?
Where? Where?
Is there anything down around here?
Yeah, they have a group that we're actually going to go to class for. They have a hand group down
Yeah,
here.
you'll get sponsored there, and he'll help you do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking forward to. So-
He'll help you do it. Then you can get on that radio and CQ, there's a carrier 672.
So now the other thing you have to watch is for wattage. If it's not specified, you can go 1.5 kilowatts of peak power.
So that's as high as it
So,
would go.
you're not going to run, but basically you can have a 1.5 kilowatt.
And that's 1,500 watts.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Like I said, I
yeah,
did.
Wi-Fi is limited to 1.
Yeah,
Or
because it's
802
unlicensed.
watts,
Yeah, because it's unlicensed, they only want you to go up to 1 watt, and that's it. Now other countries will go to 2, but the U.S. will only want you.
Yeah, because they want to capitalize it.
Yeah, they
Stuff
don't.
like
They
that.
don't want you interfering with home stuff and all that, whatever. But yeah, basically. So now the stipulation is, for example, now the other frequencies we can do is 60 meter, nothing in 60, 40 meter.
Yeah, Morrison 40, yeah.
Yeah, so we got Morrison 40, and then we got
7.2 megahertz. That's 7. In gigahertz, that's not even on there.
that's not. We're not even there yet. So you're
Okay,
just to
so we're
put
in
things.
the low-
We're really low, and of course, keep in mind the lower you go, pretty much the further you go
Yeah.
within reason.
So better.
But you get more noise.
Yeah.
So you get more
Like-
noise, but you can go further.
Yeah.
Um,
Whereas on the higher ones, you can do more data.
Right. But then, of course, in here, we can't do that one. 20 meter, we can't do 17 meter, 15 meter, and again, we can do CW. Here's where we can go 10 meter. Now, 10 meter, this is cool because 10 meter, we can do this. Yeah, we can do the RTTY on the 10 meter. And 10 meter can go pretty darn far.
Yeah, especially on
Right.
power you put behind it.
Like he said, he's talked to him with a CB radio with a 400 watt. So you can go pretty far. So even with our license, we can experiment with the RTT and data on the 10 meter. And so that's where we'll be playing with our data. And so that's basically 28 to 28300 megahertz.
Okay, gotcha.
So keep in mind, megahertz, and we're talking gigahertz with Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, with the then you get up here 1.2. You notice green is phone and image.
And then you got red at the same time.
Yeah,
For data.
and yeah, okay. So this is so you can do this whole group, I guess. That's what they're saying. Okay, it's just right here. You can only do fixed digital message forwarding system, and I actually haven't researched what that is yet. I don't know what that is. But 1.25 is where I've seen that they do some of the no, that's 1.25 meters. I'm sorry, I'm not even up to where we're talking yet. So, but you can see we can do data here, we can do data here. There's quite a bit of range that we can do. Oh no, that's we can do data. Yeah, we can do data on both of those. We can do data there. Now we're getting up to 70. This 420 area, the 450, is where the a lot of the, if you want the best way to control your racers, this is the frequency that they're doing the racers at, is like 433. And so
There's not much interference.
and you can send through trees and buildings and everything. So what they're doing with the racers is you can get like a 2.4 gigahertz radio or whatever radio you want, and it uses the training port. And basically the idea of the training port is it allows you to, it's like a training wheel on a car.
Yeah.
So the idea with training ports on your radio is if somebody else is learning to fly an RC aircraft, you can also connect to their radio. They have control, and you can control it too. So that's
if all
what
of a sudden they start
right. That's what the training
moving
port
for a
does.
tree, you can be like, stay away from the tree.
Exactly. So that's what the training port does. So basically, as long as your radio has a training port, doesn't matter what frequency it is. You
Yeah.
buy this 4.33 gigahertz megahertz transmitter, and you plug it into the training port, and it transmits the signals out at the lower frequency.
Uh-huh.
So that's what you do to make those compatible. So I don't think you actually find a radio that's 4.33 megahertz. You just buy that adapter.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but that comes in handy for the racing, quad racing. But as you can see, we open up a lot of potential for digital. And then you're getting up here 1.2 gigahertz. I've seen now Apple's got over 2.4 gigahertz up to a gigabit transfer now.
Mm-hmm.
And so that means if you do a gigabit transfer over 2.4 gigahertz, you should still be able to get pretty decent transfer over 1.2. So, but you see, we got plenty of places to play with digital. But at 1.2 gigahertz or 1200 megahertz, again,
No, you have to slowly
you can do up to basically 1.5 kilowatts.
Yeah. Because that one right there is
Yeah.
specified. The one underneath it is.
Right.
And that's only if you've got your novice,
Right.
which doesn't exist.
Right.
We're good
Oh
to
well,
use
this one,
Yeah, the
actually,
second one.
yeah, this one means you can only do 5 watts. So
And
yeah,
that's only if you have the novice license in between 1270 and 1295.
exactly.
So with 1500 watts.
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be going buying a 1500 watt.
No, it'd be like
they're like
$800.
about $1,000. But yeah, exactly. But I mean, you get the idea. I mean, even with 5 watts. I mean, think about it. We were running 1 watt and shooting 24 miles. We're at a lower frequency.
Hey, Jacob, your mom said I'm supposed to send you guys home like 20 minutes ago.
Oh,
Aw,
all right. Okay, well, let me.
she can hold on for a while.
All right. So so that's important to know the site. So we'll wind this up really quick. So one of the starter apps I started playing with, so I could start seeing how the digital looked,
Gross.
was called FL Digi. Let me Google it.
Hey, John, can we look at Carson's game?
Fruit Loop? Or,
Flute Roop? No.
Is
or
it
Fruity
not
Loop.
on that,
Okay,
John?
gotcha.
What are you talking about?
Nothing, Dan.
Yeah, it's on here.
Just wait.
They pull it up before we leave.
Yeah. Let me finish this real quick.
That one right there.
Yeah, this one at the top.
JJ.
First
Yes.
story,
So
you
this is
got
really good to
stuff.
have. I've already got it installed. You'll want to install it.
Yeah, it's Linux. So
Yeah.
I'll put that on.
They have it in Windows too. So you can get
Window.
click when you go up at the top. You have a
Who's your-
SourceForge. Go to
This one.
SourceForge to download it.
Favorite band
Gotcha.
well.
right up here.
Isn't that cool?
And then
Donuts?
here you're gonna find FL Digi,
Favorite band well. Yeah, I know.
and in here you're gonna see there's your exe.
Is it read me exe? Okay, that's for Windows.
So you can install that. So what I've got is I'm not going to use my loopback device, but on the Mac I have a loopback device, and I'll explain that real quick to anybody who's listening. On Windows it's called virtual loopback or something like that. On
It's my grandpa's.
on Linux it's like
Mr. Bruce
Pulse.
Manuel right there.
I think it's called
Is it?
Pulse. We'll cover that another day. On Mac it's called Soundflower. And so basically the whole idea of that loopback device is it allows you to create, so for example this Soundflower device, I'm going to go in settings here and show you how I configured it. So, and this will just kind of point you in the right direction.
Yeah, because I have a program like this similar to mine on my main machine.
And where is Soundflower?
You just can't get on my level.
I just let it
What the heck?
What are you saying?
Aiden Baka.
What does that mean?
That's
Baka is a Japanese suffix meaning moron or stupid.
So Aiden Baka.
So you guys are calling me no moron?
Okay.
You can be. But a lot of really, really smart guys
Okay,
are
so
morons.
I have to just like cut this whole thing out. Robin, can we stop talking about this? I'm going to have to cut this whole section out.
Sure.
Unless you want Aiden to hear that.
What, that he's a moron?
Yeah.
and
Like, we just
Oh.
mess with him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Talking about the thing on whatever they're
The
doing.
Japanese stuff.
Be a delicious.
Whenever
Oh.
we're playing with them, we're like, Aiden
If
Baka.
they were
it's so
delicious.
Okay, Aiden.
Just
Apparently you're aware of this, so I thought they were being really mean just
Oh,
now.
no.
So I was in your defense. So, see, I'm rooting for you, Aiden. All right.
Don't talk about that.
I can't find it. But the idea is basically it aggregates so that the long story short is it makes a virtual loopback so the sound that comes out of your speaker goes back to your line in. So that if you have something recording, it can record and the software can use what's coming out of your speaker and record that. So that, you know,
Yeah,
because
and I've got the same thing
so,
on my machine.
what I'm going to do is I'm not going to turn that on because I don't want to screw up with my my recording.
Get it. It's my,
And I hope I didn't screw it up. Output. Okay, I'm changing this all back to what is internal speaker, input to the speaker, because I don't want this to screw up what we're recording on the
Yeah.
capture. Okay. So,
It's a leaf.
Yeah.
The kale, yeah.
well, beans I haven't tested it. I don't
Okay,
want
gotcha.
to get anything. So you want to download and install FL Digi.
So I've
And-
got that.
And now I'm going to go back to that site. I'm going to open up FL Digi.
I'm setting
I've
up a
already got it.
station.
Yeah, it's okay.
I know.
Does it matter at all?
It doesn't
Does
matter.
anybody see it?
No one's going to see it.
Alright.
So you just have to get past this stuff for now. So I'm just hitting next through all that. For this test, we don't care. We don't have a real radio connected, so we don't care about that either. None of that matters. But what we're going to do is I'm going to go back now to that website that has the virtual access to these things.
I'm like I want
And
so I have to figure out ways
can you look up? While you got yours, I should have kept it up. Here it is, graphical frequency. I should have looked to see. We want to listen to anything that's got data. Let's try.
144 or 420, 902.
you know, we're gonna get
Or
Does-
12, let's look at 1240.
1240.
Oh yeah,
1240. So we got to see
1240 to 13.
1240 to 13. So let's go back to our web SDR list and find somebody that's got something, has a radio in that range. And they may not have a radio in that range. So
We're gonna buy some anyway.
somebody does. Actually, we can type it. Let's try it up there, 1240 megahertz, and see what comes up. And doesn't look like anybody's got anything in that range.
So we get to try 13.
So let's. I haven't ever used the search, so that's the problem. So let me go. I've always used the list, so let me just go back to the list. I haven't quite figured out the search on here. So we got anything that's data is all that would matter. Let's look for. Maybe they have it defined. I sometimes can just do a page search. The other day they actually listed what was on these different frequencies, which made it easier. But we're wanting digital. Tell me another frequency to look for.
We can do 902.
902? So that's the 900 range, basically? 750 to 50.
But so did
This guy's got 437.
Carter also.
437. Doesn't look like any of these guys have radios.
You know what Carly asked me?
Four.
We're looking for something in the 9.
Yeah. 400. Well, we can do data in the 400s, right? There's a bunch in the 400s.
Yeah, I've got several in the 400s.
All right. So let's just try this guy.
What's he called? Multi-band what?
Yeah.
It is. That's what she's always talking about.
No.
I'm going to just try
I was thinking
him.
Britain are like the same person.
It's sdr.homeip.net, port 8901. If you want, you could just type that.
I think
So,
it's like my favorite person.
I'm going to turn my volume up. Now, with this, you can see, now to get SDR radio, all you have to buy is an SDR radio device and plug it into your computer, and then you could do this. But this is called a waterfall. This little guy here. This is what I've learned so far on my screen. So this is in the 80 meter range. Okay. So you can go to the 2 meter range. Are you on the 80 meter right now?
Right now it isn't specified.
Click
No.
on it. Okay. So now if you're in 80, see these
little bits of
lines? That means there's frequency, there's stuff going on there. Anywhere you see these, the louder the signal, the brighter the line. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's how you read the waterfall. And so if you want, you can then tune your radio. Like if we want to tune it here, we just put our mouse.
Like that's you.
Oh, that's mine? Okay, I just didn't have a signal. All right, so what we have here is, go ahead and turn yours down just for a second. So I can't turn mine on. Now, the thing is you have to learn, and this is where this will be fun, because we can learn how to figure out these frequencies, which I haven't figured out completely. But if you zoom in, you can tell what's voice and what's data. Yeah, you know, you're hearing it. You don't like that noise?
I thought it was
So you're in the.
Why is it? What happened? Zoom out. Let me refresh my page.
Frozen
Try
songs
this again.
night. Really relevant.
All right.
And
So I'm gonna go back.
Anywhere in time, too.
Now, the thing is, this is probably data. The only reason I say that is because no one talks like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be data or something. But depending on what it is, let me show you something that's probably voice. Let's go over here. Obviously, you can tell it's voice.
So you're at 3600. 38.
All right. See that? Yeah.
I didn't put it on.
Now, reason why, see how wide that is? Okay. So basically, you have the width of what you're listening to. And so you've got these different bands. You've got CW, CW narrow, lower side band, upper side band, AM, FM. Right now, I don't think I picked anything. So let me go narrow. So obviously, CW narrow isn't going to work for voice, because keep in mind, Morse code is just beep 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 beep. That's all it is.
Oh, here we go.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's,
So
that,
it's not. You don't need to have any width
Yeah.
to that. to that band. So you can go really narrow, and then you can get rid of all the noise that's around it because you're only listening to that one little thing. With voice, however, you have a lot more. Voice requires more bandwidth.
Yes.
I mean,
So
voice
you want
has
to
more
cut out as
frequency.
much noise as possible.
But so what you can do is you can usually, if they're using an upper sideband or a lower sideband,
Right there.
it's more probably this width. And I still have to learn all this. But now, depending on what frequencies you're in, there some are designated as being upper sideband and some are designated as being lower sideband. I don't quite understand all that yet. I understand what upper sideband and lower sideband are, but from playing with these SDRs, it's like it doesn't matter. Can't you just move it? You know. For example, say I'm here, normal, and I pick this frequency.
In that video.
Okay. So say I'm sitting right there. Okay. If I switch to, okay, see the arrow right, the little line right here. So they're saying that's the technically they're saying I'm at 36. See, look, right now I'm at 36, 36.13. By clicking this, I'm going to listen to the lower sideband side of it.
Okay.
Clicking on this, I'm listening to the upper sideband side of that frequency. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what upper and lower sideband is. The reason why is you can send your voice a lot further on the sideband. You know? And that part I haven't got quite figured out because technically, aren't you just moving this? I mean, all this is just a width of a thing. I mean, you can control this just by dragging it. You know, you see how I just changed it by dragging it. So I'm not sure why the mode actually matters. I mean, really, it's just the width of how big of a chunk of sound I'm listening to. So I still got to figure that out. So something to research and maybe get a grasp on. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But so basically, the idea is let's go over here to this guy.
Yeah, here it is.
Now, see, it's probably not FM.
We're probably listening to ISIS. So you're at 37.
Yeah.
I'm over here. Now, are you on LSB?
Right now I am. So the point is, you can see right now I suck at this. Here's something interesting. What's going on over here? Let's go.
Yeah, like just when I got to it, you can see that it quit.
Yeah, I quit. I'm going to keep it there for a little bit.
Like here, I've got a guy.
There.
I control 3 kilowatt amp and antenna is
See,
optic in the attic, 2 elements here on 80 and 3 elements on
so I was able
Like
to.
that almost sounds like it's like
and it's
they,
Now let's change it. Let's see if AM sounds better.
yeah, I got it. Let's switch to LSB again. 37, 21, 88.
What is it?
Lower side, 37, 21, 88.
All right.
Lower side,
Okay. So as you learn this, as you can see, there's definitely a learning curve.
yeah, you gotta also learn how
Once
where
you,
the noise is.
right, exactly,
Not the white noise, like the noise right here.
right,
Like you see that stuff over there on the side lit up for a little bit.
right,
That's the stuff we're looking for, right?
right, exactly. So let's go. You can see it disappeared. So now, if we could find some data, let's go to 20 meter. I think there's some CW. Look for a CW frequency. What's a frequency that has CW?
That's for CWs.
No, I didn't want
Morse
CW.
code?
I still wanted data. I still want data. So I'm gonna over FL Digi mode here, okay, and I'm gonna change it to the mode I want to be in is we're gonna do because this is the only one I figured out yet. Is BPSK 31.
A or B?
Right, it's actually under the PSK option. Okay, this is pretty common.
It was in there, and my mom
31?
didn't wrap it.
Yeah. Now, once you find these frequencies and you can start listening to them, you will actually start seeing what people are sending back and forth over here on every little segment of that frequency.
At least it was just a handle.
And you can do it through just the audio. With just the loop back, you can do it. In fact, you can do it with just the speaker. Now, when you actually have a software-defined radio, you can actually change the frequencies here to do it. But we're just using the sound. So now to do that setting, though, you have to tell it to use your sound card. So in FDigi,
I don't think I have it.
Let me see it.
well, what you do is go into configure, okay, and I think it's under modems, and then under modems, we're going to go to audio, okay,
They're supposed to be there.
and now see where it says port audio.
No, it's
You
like
pick
my smart
built-in.
made.
All right.
It's
So
gonna match
I want
this
to-
with the gaps.
Like mine, I have a loopback device, but I don't want to use it right now because I don't want to strip our recording. I don't know what it would do. So you would just use your loopback device as your capture point so that everything that comes out your speaker also goes back into your microphone. So then, but I'm going to just do it through the speaker. So you can see it's trying to translate the noise that's coming through.
I was going to say, I've got
When
that
Autumn
over
was
here
running
as
in
well.
here,
I also did it like that.
Yeah, so it tries to translate just noise
we have it on video.
because that's all it is audio.
Yeah, right now we just have it.
See, you can see down here all the audio it's picking up, right?
Those
So
fingers.
it thinks that's,
That was fun.
and that's the one advantage is when you
Laughed so
use the
hard.
loop back, you're not using your microphone, so it's
Remember
gonna
that?
So it's going to
it's
get
not
rid
gonna.
of a lot of it.
It's not gonna get back. Yeah. So first thing we got to do is let's go back to the. We got all that saved
Yeah, that was
And Grandma laughed and laughed
and closed. So now you know that this is obviously it's listening.
She's
So
in
now
there.
you can go back to the software-defined radio. You know what? Because I want to show on the video, let me show you somebody that's listening to it.
What are you eating at the store?
Yeah, and now it's like.
No, my son. No,
So this will give you an idea. If you go to here,
Stop somewhere.
if you've
And on the way,
You want me to shut this down real fast? Or?
no, you yeah, just view
Your
it.
mouthwash. I'll make
Nobody
sure.
ever
I'll make sure John stops.
right. Anybody I don't know.
This guy might show us. Let's see.
John, will you stop in the
Yeah. Oh look. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, so I don't
Through
know.
the video you're getting it?
Yeah, through the video I get it. Okay, so basically, guys, what you're seeing on the screen.
Time or some, right there.
Yeah. So what you're seeing, guys.
Hi, Randy here,
I'm playing
K7AG.
Randy's
Today we're going to
video.
do an
Now I don't know why the
Sorry.
thing wasn't playing through my sound card just now when I went to the virtual radio, the web. What am I trying to
With
say?
SDR.
The web SDR. It wasn't playing through my audio just now. I don't know why, so you couldn't see it. But basically, you would hear all those sounds. They're right there.
Okay.
You would have all those sounds on your. What you're hearing on this video right now is what you could tune in on the radio. And then when you start learning how to tune in on those virtual radios, you'll be able to see all the stuff just like you're hearing from this YouTube video. The sound coming from the YouTube video is going to show the data that's in that sound over here in this window. So I apologize I can't show you real action of this. I'm just going to play this video, but you'll see it.
and the
And you're going to start
PSK31.
seeing.
My goal is to get you receiving PSK31 in a very few minutes. This is not difficult. It's easy to do. We're not going to 31 search, and you'll get some of the history.
Here, I'll just go to the beginning of the video. So watch as I play the beginning of the video. See their call signs? You can see the call signs. CO. This is standard hand communication when you send call signs and stuff.
Hi,
All
Randy
stuff you
here,
have to learn to
K7AG. Today we're going to
So-
do an introduction to PS.
Basically, for an initial start to all this, you can start learning how to tune in without
Yep.
spending any money.
What are?
You can start learning how to find the channels. And I found some the other day, and it was really exciting when I actually was able to see what people were typing that wasn't off a YouTube video. So that was
Yeah.
cool.
That's really cool.
So you get it, right?
Yeah.
So this gets us started,
Or chocolate.
so that we can at
Not
least
sugar-free
learn
stuff, the other stuff.
kind of an idea of what to listen for. There's also one last thing is there's a really cool, if you search for it, there's a couple guys have them out there already. Okay. Well, crud. I'm not finding it now. Digital modes. Here it is. This is it.
Okay.
Okay, so we want to bookmark this. This is hfradio.org And this is cool in our learning to identify data. He shows what the different things look like. So, for example, this is what the frequency is going to look like, and then you can kind of get, I think, you get a sense of what the difference, like the different streams look like. See, like look at this one. See how it has like a zigzag pattern. See how?
No,
Scroll down. I think that's it. Oh, you're just on his main page. So go to
digital modes.
Yeah, digital nodes.
Here we go. Yeah.
And so
Yeah, I'll bookmark this one instead.
yeah, see, you can actually see what the different digital nodes look differently.
Okay.
And so, I mean, this might help us into learning how to find these things, or getting some idea of it.
What's actually on there versus finding something
Right.
noisy.
Yeah, so that you kind of have an idea. If you see a certain, like that one thing that was just a solid line, I was like, we could hear it, but I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think, but you can also go, you can Google more, and there's another guy that actually has sounds as well, and so you can hear what they sound like. And that's actually really good because that's fun to test because you can learn, you can put this in a different mode. Like he has an RTTY sound, he's got us, and so you can actually play those sounds and see how they work with the software by switching it to the right mode.
What?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's a way
Last thing to show you, SDR radios. So with the SDR radios, there's the one that's really popular. You can get into SDR really cheap. Like you can get this guy for $39. The one I'm looking at is one that's by a company called Play, I think. But SDR Play, yeah, that's the one I was looking at, was SDR Play. But then there's this RTL SDR, and you can get like this. You can get some really. They got one that's basically a TV capture card.
Yeah.
TV signals in Europe for PAL, which is not a signal that they're using anymore. And so it covers like from just above shortwave, but it covers like 30 clear up, or 25 clear up to like 2 gigahertz. And so you can still at least play with some of it, you know, but it doesn't get all the frequency. Now SDR Play is $150, and it goes clear down to 100 megahertz, 100 kilohertz, which is less, 100 kilohertz, all the way up to I think it was 1.8.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, that's fairly high.
So anyway, that's the SDR radio part of it. But yeah. Oh, one other cool thing. I don't know. Might be handy for looking for radios. Is
Did you have it in your hands?
this company right here? I like this company.
Tiana, Grandpa dropped
I don't know if I'll buy a radio from them, but I just like how their site is just pretty informative, and it has a huge selection of radios, and it's just very utilitarian. It's just straight to the point. But this site, Universal Radio, is just cool. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's fine. Hope that doesn't script. Okay.
It should.
But anyway, you can just look at the radios.
Don't worry,
But,
anyway.
So Joshua
Done
thinks
for now.
that Thomas Red's life is
Oh.
beautiful.
One last thing. Have you looked it up?
I don't know.
Looked up what? Quadcopter race?
Yeah. Oh,
I'm texting Candace and telling
It
her
helped.
that this is all your fault.
yeah.
I'm
It
so
helped
we'll
if I could
have it
spell.
on video.
Yes.
Say we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Georgia.
Just,
What? I did it.
right there with the racing with the drones at nationals.
Where's it at?
The guy with the goggles on.
Okay.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Ready for the cloud?
Dude, that's where
SureWeb
your
Performance
MacBook-
Cloud Solutions will take you
Yeah.
there.
I don't know why it wasn't playing the sound earlier.
This is tested. I love tested.
So I'm going to skip forward a little bit.
Like these are the videos.
All of these volunteers all together. First time. Tell us about the event.
All right.
It's hosting the first
See, this is what happens when I have a frequency like 5.8 or something. That's why he's getting interference.
Hey, it's Norm from Tested. I'm here at the California State Fair where it's hosting the first National Drone Finals competition. This is Scott Reflin. You're the race director. What's going on? But
Was it going to be feasible? And so my little takeaway, my little benchmark was going to be, could I have 8 pilots in the air at 5:15 when all that entire midway started rolling with everybody else's webcam, all space, is that this is also a test from the regulation point of view. And so we hit 2 big barriers. We hit the radar on 2 big government agencies. That was the FAA and the FCC. And so instead of going, whining and cringing and all that stuff like that, I talked to John, who came over. John is the FAA agent that came over here, and I said, John, you need to be my mentor, because I need to understand all of your 30, 40 years of big air show races, because he's the FAA inspector for all the big air shows, and he's seen a lot of stuff. And I said, tell me if I do something critically wrong, and if I don't, and you see something that I need to fix, give me your nod, give me your wink, and let me fix it, because what we can do is, if it's fast and iterative, we got a lot of smart guys around here who can really fix it fast. And he was like, right on, let's go. And so that's when the FAA suddenly started playing in a really proactive sense, that I got an mentor who's an FAA agent, and that's pretty cool. This is now their best case study that we can go back and say,
better let you go for your mom. Sorry, Candace. My watch is dead. That's how late it is. All right.
So
how do I stop this?
End of episode Uno. See you next time.
Yeah. See you guys later as we journey down this interesting adventure.